One of my favourite things about social media is the ability to follow indie developers as they talk about their process of developing a game, and that introduced me to Spilled. Spilled is made by a solo developer who lives on a boat, and she's made a game about being on a boat and taking on an ecological cleanup mission. There is a big ship that is polluting various different lakes and water areas through a city, and you go out in your tiny little ship to clean up the mess. And this evolves over the course of the very short game that this provides. But it's one of those games where there is no filler, there is no fluff, there is no needlessness going on. It's a short, succinct and memorable experience that gives you lots of satisfaction by just playing the game and watching the world recover and rejuvenate as you clean up the water and the mess that's around you. That initially starts off by steering your ship around and having the front of your ship almost act like a hoover in a way as you clean up oil spills. But then you'll start to get like I'm going to call it like a claw that you can get on the front of your boat as well, which you can then use to scoop up various bits of trash that's floating around in the water that you can then kind of steer and scoop back into collection zones to then be packed away and removed from the water. Then you get a little claw hammer that does literally act like a claw machine that goes down into the water to pick up oil barrels and things like that you can then store one on the back of your ship to then deposit back at that collection point again. And as you get these new skills and there's just more of everything involved, you start to then have a much more wider experience, culminating in the fact that you can then pick up water from the area and spray fires that are occurring in the forests around you to put out the on-land problems that are taking place, or simply wash off dirt and grime, almost like Power Wash Simulator, but from a ship instead. There is, as I said before, very little fluff in this game whatsoever, and so the 8 different environments that you travel through are beautifully stylised. The pixel art is gorgeous, the soundtrack is lovely and lush, but this is a succinct 1-hour experience. And whilst if you're going for a 100% completion of clearing out absolutely everything, and I had a problem with one of the achievements that prevented me from doing that, which has now been fixed, thankfully, so I'll be going back in and sorting out that very soon. This is one of those experiences where you can play it through in one sitting, really enjoy the experience, and then be kind of done with it. And I think what I would do is then park it for a little while, and this will be one of those games where when I need to de-stress and get some just like satisfaction of pretty things can happen when you clean up the mess of the world, then Spilled will be something that I'll return back to over and over again, because it plays great, it looks great, it sounds great, it's got that satisfaction loop of seeing the progress of what you do in the game react in the world around you, just in a very succinct format, and I think it makes it a real nice bite-sized experience for people to pick up and play. I appreciate some people might be a bit put off by the fact that this is a short, succinct experience, but for me, whilst it's short and linear, it's definitely got that relaxing, come back to it vibe, which I definitely will be doing in the future.